So we will learn in this what simple tense is, simple present tense, when we use simple present tense, and what are the markers for writing simple present tense. Marker means, some of the words that give you a hint, that tell you this is time for you to write in simple present tense. Whenever you come across those special words, I'm going to show you what those words are. You quickly know that this is time for you to use present simple tense. So we call them markers, okay? Okay, next slide. The first slide about definition. So what simple present tense is? I asked you the question and some of you have already given me good answers. Now let's look at this slide. It says present simple tense is also known as present indefinite. Indefinite means limitless, endless. There is no end to it. It cannot finish, understand? So different grammar books will tell you different names. Don't be confused. Present simple, simple present, present indefinite, all are the same, okay? So it is one of the verb forms. I hope you can remember from your previous levels that we can change the forms of the verbs from present form to past, from past to perfect, and then continuous. So verbs can change their forms, and this present simple tense uses one of the forms, and that's why we call it is a verb form. And it is associated, remember, with the present time. Just as you can see the title, simple present or present simple, it means it refers to a time which is now, which is right now at this moment. So it's present, okay? It is commonly referred to as a tense. Tense means time. Tense is time, present is right now. So a time, right now, whatever is happening, the actions that are happening, we talk about them in present simple. Now, but there are some of the things that we have to keep in mind, and we will talk about those things as we proceed from here. Now, before I go to the next slide, I want to know if you have understood this part, what present tense is. Present tense is about present time. Okay, it's a verb form in present tense, in present time. Is it clear, everybody? Have you understood? Just say yes or no so that I can move to the next slide. Aisha, yes. Okay. Anybody else? Bara says yes. Okay. Can I have more responses? Noha says yes. Thank you. Okay. So let's move to the next slide. Remember, this is a slide which is interactive. That means this slide will ask you question itself. And this is why I have put it on Moodle, because sometimes when you are not seeing me or you are not hearing me on live, in live classes, you can still understand the lesson yourself by, using the materials that I give you. And this is one of the material which will ask you question by itself. So here we are. We have a question here. When you are in Moodle, you can answer this question yourself. But right now, because I'm doing it with you, I have to click the answer, but you have to give me the answer. So what is the correct answer? Please tell me. What is simple present tense? It's a time that refers to past. It's a verb form that refers to present time. Which one is the correct answer? A or B? Second one, Hiba says second. Hiba says B. Okay. Marwa, B. Anybody else? Quickly, please send me your answers. Raham, you say B, okay. Aisha also says B. Bara says B. So I will choose B because majority of you have chosen B. Now if I click B, I have to click check as well, okay? So I'm going to click check. Bravo, the answer is correct. You see? So if you do this yourself, you will also notice that you can actually verify your learning yourself. The answer will be automatically checked for you. Wonderful. So it means you have understood what is present simple tense. Let's go to the next slide. In this slide, we are going to talk about what is present simple tense in other words. In another way, we need to know what is present simple tense and where we can use it. What is the time to use it, okay? So number one, we use present simple tense to express habits, general truths, repeated actions, or unchanging situations, emotions, or wishes. So just like earlier Hiba said, we talk about habits and repeated actions. You can see the first one is telling you that. See, we express habits, and I hope you know what is habit. To explain what is habit, let me tell you, some people are very, very nervous at times, and when they are nervous, they bite their nails, or they eat a lot of food or chocolates. So, because they want to come out of their nervousness, you understand? So, it happens every time, but they don't know that it is happening to them. And when these things happen to you, or you do it yourself every time, repeatedly, again and again, then it becomes a habit. And that's why we use present simple tense. Let's talk about it. Now, about the general truths or facts, let me tell you what are the general truths. General truths mean which is true for you and me. Anywhere in the world you go and you meet people, it's also true for them. For example, let's say the sun rises in the east. Wherever you are staying, tomorrow if you wake up early, can you look at the sun where it is rising from? You will notice it is rising from the east. And if you go anywhere in the world, you will notice it is happening there as well. So it's a truth for you, and it's a truth for me, and it's a truth for everybody else. We cannot deny it. So it's a general truth. We talk about general truths in present simple tense. Then we have repeated actions. We are going to have this class on Tuesday, Sunday, and Thursday, so 3 days, and this is going to happen every week. So you see, it is a repeated action, an action which is going to happen every time, maybe not every day, but every alternate days, or maybe every some time. So it doesn't matter what is the gap in between. What matters is it happening again and over? If it is happening again and again, then it's a repeated action, and we should use present simple tense for it. Just like that, we use present simple tense for unchanging situations, even emotions and wishes. I'm going to show you the examples, not today in this slide. There is a video on this, and I'm sure you will be able to watch it later. I will show you as well. Number 2, give instructions and directions. These things are also written in present simple tense. For example, sit down, stand up, open your book, close your book. So you see, these are the sentences which are in present simple tense. That's because these are instructions. I'm telling you to do something. Then you have number 3. Express fixed arrangements at present or future. You know, some of the things we plan ahead of time. Let's say next week I'm going to go for fishing, or the train leaves at 5 o'clock. So this is something which has been planned before. This is something which has been scheduled before, but it happens every time in future. We talk about those arrangements in present simple tense, and when I show you the examples in the next session, I'm sure you will understand. We also talk about future time. We express future time in present simple tense using the conjunctions like after, when, before, as soon as, and until. These are some of the time words after which you should write present simple tense, but they refer to future time, okay? Still, we use present simple tense for these. Now, before I move to the next slide, I want to know if you have any question for this. If yes, write yes. If no, write no. And then I will move to the next slide. Waiting for your answers, yes or no. Okay, Aisha. So let's go to the next slide, and next slide will ask you a question again. And you have to answer those questions to me. I will write them for you, all right? Because I have the access right now, but if you are on Moodle yourself, you can do it yourself. We use simple present tense to express what? Do you remember the first word before general truths? What's the first word? Hiba says habits. Graham says habit. So I'm going to write habits. Okay. Then number 2, we have present truths and dash actions. What actions, please? Repeated. Hiba says repeated. Okay. So I've written repeated. Number 3, we also express dash situations. What situations, please? Unchanging, okay? Okay, I've written unchanging. Next one, what's your answer? Okay, after unchanging, what's your answer? We express unchanging situations and dash in present simple tense. Yes, waiting for your answers, please. We express unchanging situations dash in present simple tense. General truth we have already covered at the top, right? General truth is written. I think you are forgetting emotions and wishes, remember? So we can also talk about emotions. I'm going to write emotions and you have to check it. All right, next one, please. We give dash using present simple tense. What's your answer? We give something. It's written in the previous slide. Instructions and directions. Okay, Hiba. So I'm going to write instructions. Alright, and then next one, the last one. Moreover, we can express dash arrangements. What kind of arrangements, please? Fixed. Okay, so I'm going to write fixed. Okay, I've written all your answers so far. Let's check the answers and find out. Bravo, the answers are all correct. So this is good. It seems that you have understood the lesson so far and you can remember it, which is wonderful, okay? All right, let's move to the next slide, which is I think the second last slide of this lesson. It's about the markers. It's about the words that we need to keep in mind when we write in present simple tense. These are called the adverbs of frequency. The word frequency means something that happens repeatedly, something that happens over and over again, okay? So these adverbs of frequencies are, you can see every day. We can also say every week, every month, every year, and every season. So it depends with what word you want to add. If you say every day, it means it's repeating every other day. And if you say every week, again, it's the same meaning. The only thing which is different is it's not a week as the day, it's a week now. And if you say every month, then it's a larger time, okay? But it is repeating, understand? It repeats in January, February, March, and April, so every month. This is how you can say it. Next, we have the adverb of frequency like always, frequently, sometimes, usually, seldom, rarely, and always. You see, the word always means every day, like every time, there is no gap between. But frequently means there is maybe 1 or 2 days gap. Sometimes is a little more, understand? You may have 4 or 5 days gap in between. Usually means most of the time. And seldom and rarely, they have the same meaning. That means very little time, once in a while, and maybe with a longer gap, okay? So these are the adverbs of frequencies, and we need to use them in present simple tense when we speak about our habits, when we speak about some repeated actions. For example, I always go to university. So you see, this is a sentence which speaks about how many times I do the action of going to the university. Always go. I always go to university. It means I do it every time. Understand? But if I say I never go to university, it means I don't do it even for one time. Okay? It's 0 times. So you need the adverbs of frequency for present simple sentences, for your habits and your repeated actions. We don't use them for general truth or truth because they are true. We cannot deny them, and they don't happen repeatedly. Okay. So this is the end of this slide, and we have our last slide after this, which is a question. Let's move to the next slide. And the question is very simple. We use adverbs of frequency in simple present tense. What's your answer? True or false? So Raham, Hiba says true. Aisha says true. Marwa, you also say true. Anybody else who has a different answer? Anybody says false? Okay, I don't know what name this is. R is tough for me. So please, everybody, can you write your name properly, especially, because I have to put you present. So it's important that I know who you are, okay? If you write 76, R or M, I will not know. So you chose true, so I'm going to choose true for you. Let's check the answer and find out what's it going to be. Bravo, excellent. So your answer is correct, and you have scored, I think, full marks. So you can see right now in the screen, slide 1 there was a question and you answered full marks. Slide 2 there was 6 questions and you answered all of them correctly. Slide 3 you have answered 1 question correctly and you have 8 out of 8, everybody, which is good.